Fair use.
Chinese supermarket has been accused of racism against locals in Nigeria's capital, Abuja. Nigerians were outraged after they were denied entry inside the store for not being of Chinese descent. The West African nation's consumer watchdog has now shut down the Chinese market and summoned its owner. Our next report goes into detail.
They got police stations and hospitals in Africa, in parts of Africa, and they won't treat blacks, and they won't let their own Chinese citizens be um, held to African law when they commit a crime against Africans. Okay, there was a domestic dispute between a Chinese man and his black girlfriend, and the Chinese police came in and took him away. They didn't let him get prosecuted by African law. So, there's many instances, especially with a Chinese business owner in Africa, beat to death his African employee because the African asked for his wages. There's a lot of racism going on with the Chinese, especially with the fact of Chinese businessmen making single mothers of the African women and going back to China, leaving them to raise them by themselves. There is a lot of issues with Chinese businesses coming over to Africa and basically trying to, I guess in a way, trying to set up their own type of supremacy over blacks in Africa. And I'm proud of the Nigerian government. I'm proud of the Nigerian government putting a foot on their neck, telling them you ain't gonna play that game here. More African countries need to do the same.
Not a day goes by when China and its behavior don't make the news. This time, Chinese actions have sparked outrage almost 10,000 kilometers away. Residents in Nigeria's capital, Abuja, are enraged with the way they've been treated. A Chinese supermarket in Nigeria is at the center of controversy. The shop is located in a building run by the Chinese Chamber of Commerce in the Nigerian capital. The Chinese supermarket has been accused of racism by denying entry to African shoppers. After videos of the supermarket's blatant racism against local Nigerians went viral, the West African nation's consumer protection watchdog closed down the Chinese store. Officials of Nigeria's Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission locked down the Chinese supermarket until further notice. They also summoned the store's owner for investigation. So, how did this instance of Chinese racism against Nigerians in their own country surface? It all started earlier this week. A group of Nigerians went to the Chinese Chamber of Commerce to shop from its supermarket. They were all stopped at the entrance by guards who said that people of only Chinese descent were allowed inside. And then the outcry began. Nigerian authorities have refused to reopen the Chinese supermarket.
As they should, as they should. That's the way you feel. You should go back to China and only serve the Chinese. But you don't come to another country and you pull this crap.
However, the racist attitude by Chinese towards Nigerians and Africans is nothing new. Reports highlight that Chinese social media is full of anti-African content. And despite calls for controlling racism on Chinese social media, Beijing has done almost nothing about it.
The Nigerian government has shut down a Chinese business over allegations of discrimination. The Chinese establishment has been accused of refusing Nigerians entry into the supermarket, tagging it Chinese only. The Chinese supermarket has, however, denied any allegations of discrimination, noting that they don't stand for such harmful ideas. When I hear about this story, I'm reminded about how the Zionists cry out for help and protect themselves from persecution. But when it comes to people who are also fleeing persecution and they need help, they want to kick them out of their country and say, we want to be, Israel only, the ethno state. Okay. All right. but yet want to cry victim when they want to move into other people's countries. And then when they set up shop, they want to be racist. Very interesting. A report by the British news network BBC revealed that in response to the allegations laid against the Chinese-owned establishment run by the Chinese General Chamber of Commerce that denied Nigerians access, the Nigerian government has shut down the business. The CGCC said it stood for equality and inclusiveness. Lies. Our principles are to enhance friendship between the people of both countries and promote economic development, it stated. The incident began when a Nigerian resorted to social media to voice his dissatisfaction with the fact that he, as a Nigerian, is being refused access to a facility that has been established in his nation. This video aroused widespread indignation on social media, prompting other people to file some complaints against the Chinese establishment. The allegations have been refuted by the Chinese Chamber of Commerce in Nigeria. Bolodel Adinka, an official at Nigeria's Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission, noted that the investigation into the allegations have commenced. As seen in the BBC's report, some Nigerians were seen via footage visiting the supermarket to confirm the rumors, and the video showed them being denied entry. From the video, the security officer at the entry told them the supermarket has not been allowing Nigerians to enter the shop since January. The supermarket was created to service the building's inhabitants, but it was allowed outside shopping. It is also allowed outside shopping, including non-Chinese visitors, according to the FCCPC. Quotes from Sansui Shabuo, an administrator at the property. The supermarket mostly offered Chinese food stuffs. Okay. Kind of dumb. If you're going to be completely racist, you should have just hired only Chinese security guards. But they're not that smart because they looked at blacks as lowly and, common folk. So they just hired a black person and they thought, he's a good slave. No, he was going to tell the truth. This is how stupid racism makes you. Okay. And that's it. But I am proud of the Nigerian government doing what they had to do to set these racists straight. Let me know what you think in the comments. Like, share, comment, and don't forget to subscribe. Later.